Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks. You know, it's a lot of pressure. I don't think plus 700.
Plus 700. I know Gonzaga minus 1100 at the time.
Put a $10 bill on that.
And the over under is 145.5, which is a little high for basketball games, but Gonzaga has the offense to do it.
Yeah, no defensive team, no defense.
Yeah, right. These two are both offensive-minded teams.
Yeah,
we're gonna see in the other game that it's
any big
man
a little different.
I don't know his name exactly, but Gonzaga does have a really good big man.
Okay.
Yeah, UCLA has a couple good guards.
Damn, plus 14. I like plus 14.
Right, I like the plus 14
guards,
for
that
UCLA.
means they're gonna be shooting threes.
That's what I mean. Right.
They're gonna try and keep that game close, but
I think
if it's close, if you're saying correct, if it's that close all the time, plus 700 ain't that bad.
I don't know if I would take money line. In fact, I think I wouldn't because I think Gonzaga will end up winning the tournament. Like they're that good.
Yeah.
But 14 points for a spread is really high, and I think that UCLA has a chance to, if anything, like right at the end, hit a three and go to like 11-point difference, like something just crazy like that.
They're not a defensive team, so
right. So it's going to be a shootout.
They could pull.
It's going to be a shootout. And on the other side of the Final Four bracket, we have Baylor versus Houston. Baylor, like I said, another one of those top teams that came in and they've had a really good March Madness run, but they haven't been killing teams. Whereas Houston's last game,
I like Houston in this game.
I like Houston too. I love defense in college basketball. I think it makes a world of difference. They're not the best shooting team, but in their last 6 games in March Madness, four games in March Madness, they've out-rebounded every team they've played. That's huge in basketball.
That's huge. Offensive rebounds are really important.
Offensive rebounds as well.
Stat?
I'm sure there's a bunch of stats. What stat?
No, just offensive rebounds.
In
the last 4 games.
Oh no, I don't know
how many.
But they've out-rebounded them, so I'm sure offensive rebounds is close if they.
Yeah, plus 5. They could win this game.
Plus 5. Houston is plus 5 against Baylor minus 5, and I like Houston a lot.
I'm getting the itch.
Here's the thing. All right, so Houston is plus 180. Okay. Baylor is minus 220. I'm not so sure that I wouldn't take Houston money line. So I would definitely take their spread, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like Houston's tempo. They have a really slow game, and they don't allow plus transition 5 points. They have big men. They play very team-based basketball, which is always better in college. I know in the NBA it's better to have a superstar that can dribble around the whole time and shoot. Yeah. But in college basketball, you want a team game.
I have Houston winning this game, but you're dumb not to take points. You always have to take the points. So take the points.
I would take Houston plus 5.
Over-under
in that game is 134. 11 points less than Gonzaga UCLA.
I would not be surprised if Gonzaga wins by over 14.
I wouldn't either. But as of right now, I really do think that I think UCLA will be able to cut it into a single-digit difference.
Over-under 145.5.
For Gonzaga,
over
72 each, 73 each, really. 73 each.
Over. But then they – all right.
I'm going to say under.
Let's break this down. So if you say over, right, you're thinking close game. Close offensive game, no defense. It's basically what you're saying. So you got to choose UCLA.
You think someone's scoring 80?
Yeah, you got to choose UCLA plus 14 if you think that. If you're choosing the over. Under, you think Gonzaga's winning.
I think Gonzaga's winning, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I would definitely take money line. I don't give a shit if it's minus 1100.
I would not take. No, I think that's a waste of time and money. I think.
Yeah, but they're gonna win.
What if they don't? And then that you have a big parlay, and that minus 1100 is the one that fucks you over.
Right,
bro. That's gonna hit you hard.
Yeah, but Gonzaga is gonna win.
Hard.
So I would take minus 1100.
Bone you.
I would definitely take minus 1100.
134 over under Baylor Houston.
That's 67 each. I got under for that. Houston's been Houston like teams that play Houston. Huh? teams that play Houston have barely been getting 50 points, which is crazy. But like literally, they've barely been getting 50 points.
Going under in the UCLA, and I'm going over in the Houston Baylor.
Okay.
Well, no, hang on. Defense, right? Houston defense.
Houston defense, yeah. So if you think it's going to be over 134, then you think Baylor's going to like go off.
No, I think Houston just has a good game, defense and offensively.
You say that, you've literally never watched them play.
I know. I'm going off of what you say.
I think it's going to be under that.
I've never seen them play.
I think it's going to be a close game. Like, I honestly don't know who's going to win.
Under 145, over 134.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say under for both. I'm going to take points for both underdogs, Houston and UCLA.
I'm going to take Houston +5.
Yep, go on.
I'm going to go Gonzaga -14.
But you don't want to take them -1,100. All right.
I don't want to take No, because the risk for putting it on a parlay, it's not worth it.
Okay. I totally get what you're saying.
I would,
if you're taking a parlay at +600, you throw that -1,100, you get +620. It's not worth it in the end. I get what you're saying.
14 is a lot of points, though.
It is. It's a lot of points.
See, this is when you flip-flop it.
So we have here the odds for the winning the tournament. I don't know if you've checked this out yet, but this might paint a better story. UCLA is +2,000 to win the tournament. Gonzaga -220.
I don't give a fuck. UCLA.
Baylor +280. Houston +800. Now that is the stat I want to finish off. Houston +800 is very interesting.
UCLA
very interesting.
+2,000 is interesting.
Houston has great defense. I really think, like, Baylor might be Houston, but I think it's going to be Gonzaga, Houston. And then in that tournament game, in that final game, you have the best offense versus the best defense.
All right, so let's say you put $100 on Houston, $100 on UCLA.
Yep.
Both make it.
Mm-hmm. But that's to win. It's not to make the final. Right.
Oh, to win the final?
To win the final, not make it to the final.
Put 100 on each.
Right. What if neither of them make it?
That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. That really sucks.
But what if, dude, that's $100 to win 2,000.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so that's what we have for the Final Four. Obviously, we do this podcast Thursdays at 7.
I think we're going to talk this long about the fucking 4.
Well, we got 4 things here. We got 4 things here.
I know, we got to fucking go.
Like 10 minutes. Right. So, so I have Gonzaga winning the tournament. I think I have Houston beating Baylor. So I'm going to take UCLA +14.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You seem inconceived.
No, I'm stuck to that. I think UCLA +14.
Okay.
And then I'm not crazy about either of the unders that I've chosen, but if I had to pick one, I would take the under in the Baylor-Houston game of 134.
Under?
Yeah. I think that game's going to be like 60-58. Really low.
I went under over. So, yeah.
All right. And then I would also throw a little bit of scratch on Houston winning the championship at +800 because I really like those odds. I really do. I think Houston is the second best team right now.
And they got the defense.
And they have the defense, which is so huge. All right. Yeah. Next topic. That's Final Four for you.
My guaranteed winner for this is Houston +5. Houston +5.
I don't think so.
Is a lock.
I think my guaranteed winner in this is Gonzaga -1,100.
Lock +5.
Gonzaga -1,100.
No money line.
I would put $1,100. I would put $1,100 on Gonzaga to win $100.
Do it, pussy.
So we're gonna move on now to NBA. I don't have too much. I don't want to talk about NBA too much because. Yeah, okay. I have 4 games lined up tonight. We're going live April 1st.
Nets,
April Fool's Day.
-2. Take it.
Here's the thing. No James Harden.
I don't give a
fuck. Kevin Durant.
Oh. Well, it doesn't say that on there.
Well, Kevin Durant has been playing.
Oh.
So we'll get into that one first. So we got the Charlotte Hornets going to Brooklyn to face the Nets. was going to say fight
Blake
the Nets.
Griffin.
24-22, and the Nets are 33-15. Blake Griffin's not as big of a difference maker as he was in 2016. He's good, and he might start.
Kyrie.
They have this guy, Joe Harris, who's been going off at forward. He's going to be starting. But the Nets...
33-15.
But the Hornets at +2.
In
Brooklyn. The Hornets at +2. The Hornets have been playing really good team ball. However...
Did they make any trades?
No, not really. But LaMelo Ball's out for the season, and he was a really good rookie for them. But they still have Scary Terry, Gordon Hayward, and a couple other pieces. Yeah, Terry Rozier's been going off this year. So I kind of like the Hornets at +2.
Okay. I'm going...
I think, I mean, if you're going to say Hornets +2, you might as well just pick a money line. Hornets +120. Kyrie Irving's still going to go off. Joe Harris still on the Nets.
Yeah.
But, like, I like the Hornets. And the Nets are really struggling with team chemistry right now because they have so many different lineups. Because all these players have been sitting because they – what do they call it in the NBA?
Well, what have they done in their past couple of games?
The Nets?
Yeah.
They've won.
They've won?
I have it right here. They are the favorites to win the championship right now.
Yeah.
But that is because
they're
James Harden and Kevin Durant will come back.
Right now, yeah.
Yesterday, the Nets beat the Rockets.
And Nets beat the Rockets.
Yeah, so they're on a win streak, but James Harden hurt himself yesterday, so he's out.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go good team ball. I'm gonna go Nets -2.
All right, that's smart too because Nets are obviously the favorite. Nets 33-15, Hornets 24-22. Excuse me. Here's the most interesting one I have. Actually, we'll save that one for last. So next, I have Warriors at the Heat. Warriors are giving 3 points, +130 money line. Now the Heat do not have Kendrick Nunn, and Goran Dragic, their starting point guard, has been injured. So he came in and he played a little bit yesterday, but he isn't really back to full strength.
That's big.
It is big. Jimmy Butler's been playing well for the Heat. Bam Adebayo's been playing well. But the Warriors, I mean, Steph Curry's having another electric year. He's averaging 29 points a game. They got that young kid, Wiseman, James Wiseman, who's really good. Andrew Wiggins has been doing all right. Draymond Green's still holding it down. I like the Warriors +3 here. Going to Miami in a team that they've, kind of had some beef with over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So I like the Warriors +3.
Yeah, I like Warriors +3. It does suck that they're at the Heat, but
and then
in Miami, I mean, not at Heat.
And then for the third matchup we have tonight, April 1st, Hawks at Spurs. So the Hawks are one of the better teams in the East, but they have a lot of injuries right now. Lou Williams is out, DeAndre Hunter is out, Chris Dunn is out, and John Collins out. So that's 2 starters and 2 really good role players, and they're going to the Spurs. Spurs are not as good as they have been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. But the Hawks the Spurs are -1.
I take Spurs -1.
I would take Spurs -1. You still have Trae Young on the Hawks, who you never know when he's going to get 45 points. But I like the Spurs, especially with their defense.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Here's the big one. Here's the big matchup of the night. We got the Denver Nuggets going to Los Angeles to face the Clippers.
Yeah.
Now, the Clippers are the third. The Clippers have the third best odds to win the NBA championship this year. They're still a great team. Kawhi Leonard's holding it down. However, they're injury riddled as well. Paul George, Patrick Beverley, Rajon Rondo, and Serge Ibaka all out. And you go against a Nuggets team who is literally solid in every single area.
Taking Nuggets -2.
Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Gary Harris, Paul Millsap. They have a great young bench headlined by what's that big kid out of Mizzou? Is it Michael Carter Jr.? Michael Porter Jr. Thank you. So they have a really, really deep team. The Clippers are right now ahead of them in the Western Conference, but I have the Nuggets -2.
I have the Nuggets -2 as well.
I think that's a really, really interesting game. Kawhi Leonard needs to go off.
I do want to say one thing. Do not like over-unders in the NBA. It's fucking...
Yeah, I never really trust it because you never know. Like some teams like the Warriors will go and have 134 points, and then the next night have 88.
The only ones that are interesting to me is a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries.
There is, right. And this is the time of the season that we see injuries. It's mid-season.
A lot of people sit out.
Right. It's mid-season. Harden, Kevin Durant. I don't think Kevin Durant's played more than 5 games this year.
Yeah.
They're literally just going to save him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they have the team to do it. The Nets are so stacked. It's ridiculous. And now that we went over that, a thing that I found interesting is that there's only one game tomorrow that does not have odds on it. We're talking about April 2nd. And that's the Celtics at the Rockets. There's no odds.
Probably minus 100.
Right, but it's not like it's even or anything.
I'll check it right now.
Yeah.
I check it on here.
April 2nd.
This is from Naked Sportsbook.
Yeah, all odds we have are from Sportsbook Rhode Island.
What game is this? The Celtics?
Celtics Rockets, April 2nd.
April 2nd. Oh, I don't have April 2nd.
Well, there's been no odds on it yet. I just figured I'd throw it in there for the New England Celtics bias.
Yeah.
And the last thing we got to talk about for NBA is the NBA championship odds right now. The Brooklyn Nets have officially taken over the Los Angeles Lakers as the winner. Now, I don't know if you know this, but right now, Anthony Davis is just getting back from injury, and LeBron James is out. He's been sitting.
Yeah, ankle.
So that really hurts the Lakers' odds.
Ankle sprain, right? High ankle sprain.
So, yeah. So the Nets at plus 250, Lakers at 280, Clippers at plus 550, Bucks at plus 800, Jazz at plus 900, and 76ers at plus 1,300. Round out the top of the NBA championship odds. Now, hear me out. I am an admitted Lakers fan. I've been a Lakers fan almost my entire life and all of the time that I've spent watching NBA.
Nets.
Lakers at plus 280. Their odds just went down because LeBron's hurt. LeBron's going to be back and healthy for the playoffs. AD's going to be back. They're probably going to sign Andre Drummond, big center from Detroit who just got bought out.
Yeah.
I like the Lakers at plus 280. And as a sleeper pick, because I saw this and I was like, the 76ers
plus 13.
at plus 1,300. Now, they were the best team in the league for the first 2 months.
Yeah, they hit a sleeper.
Ben Simmons is playing the best defensive bat. He might win Defensive Player of the Year.
Really?
Wow,
good for him.
6'10" point guard. 6'10" point guard who can guard the first 4 positions. Yeah. Invaluable.
That is kind of crazy.
You have Joel Embiid,
who
got hurt, but he's still averaging 30 points a game. He's going to come back, and he's one of the, if not the best big man in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Al Horford.
Yeah.
You have other small pieces that they have.
Yeah.
I really like this. That's something I would throw $100 on. Just, it might happen.
Yeah.
Nice little payday at the end of the day. You don't have to throw $100. You can throw $20.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Austin's done with Austin is all set with basketball, and I am too. So here's
sick of that.
I want to do this first, so we can.
This is MMA.
This.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I can blow through this in 5 minutes. I would take a break and have a quick word from our sponsors. However, we don't have any sponsors yet because this is our premiere episode.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can actually do this. I'm gonna. Will this work? Oh, this will work. Oh, that's bet. Okay. Check out Naked Sportz on YouTube. Follow that link. And we're going to be right back. You're watching Bet the Deed podcast on Naked Sportz. And boom, we're back. You're watching Bet the Deed podcast on Naked Sportz, YouTube and IG. Thank you everybody for tuning in. So we just went over
shout out the Twitter.
So we should have what Twitter?
MMA complete.
Oh, we got all next episode to do that.
No, what do you mean?
No, we got all next episode.
At MMA complete Twitter.
At complete _ MMA.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you should put
this
it on
dude. This fucking guy. All right, so we just went over Final Four.
All right, baseball. Red Sox, Orioles. Red Sox, Orioles.
Go on.
Who do you got?
No, you go on.
-160.
You took it. You took it right from me, right when I was trying to say something. So now that's all you.
Coming off injuries, fucking bum, disgrace.
Got massively overpaid because of one game in the World Series 2 years ago.
Traded him, But Alex Cora's back.
Alex Cora is back.
Rafi
Devers is going to have
everybody is so much better now because he's there. No, I'm fucking with you.
We got an okay lineup.
Orioles, pretty good team.
Orioles do have a good team.
I'm going to go Orioles.
Really? What a fucking Yankees fan guy. Come on.
No, they're fucking awful, man.
All right, so Red Sox.
They're bad.
So Red Sox -160 against the Orioles. It literally wouldn't give me the odds for the other team. So we're just going to put out the favorites. You're watching the premiere episode of Bet the Deed. We're going to be so much better next week. Red Sox -160 with Nate Eovaldi taking the field. I don't like the Red Sox at all this year. Interdivision, they have not had great luck in the last 2 years.
I know, that's what I mean. That's why I'm going Orioles.
So I think that this game is – I think it's going to be – yeah, I'm going to give it Orioles. Like 3-2 Orioles, like a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Next up, also tomorrow, we got Dodgers at the Rockies.
Yeah, hang on. Let me give you the Orioles numbers right here. +160.
+160, okay. So I would take the Orioles.
Yeah, or Red Sox are -1.5, but you cannot put +1.5 for the Orioles. So it's just money line.
Up next, we got Dodgers at Rockies. Dodgers -270 with Trevor Bauer making his first start for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Trevor Bauer, now one of the starters for the Dodgers. That is a sick pitching rotation the Dodgers have. The Dodgers are far and away the best team in the MLB this year.
First start
for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He was an all-pro pitcher for the Indians for a long time. -270. I'm guessing the Rockies. This is another interdivisional matchup.
Some pitchers have a hard time.
Some pitchers.
Yeah, some pitchers have a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
First game out there on a new mound, new stadium. You know what I mean?
Some don't.
Some don't. How did Chris Sale do his first game?
I don't.
How did David Price do his first game? You know what I mean? Like that's the shit that you need to look at for this.
I don't know if
-270.
Because if you look at I
know he's an all pro, but I'm just trying to make. I'm trying to make an argument.
All right, so Trevor Bauer is 1-2. If he gives up 3 runs, that's a bad game for him.
Yeah.
So he's likely to give up that's his over/under, I would say. And the Dodgers are literally going to put up 6 runs every single game this season, at least. Their lineup is so good, and their pitching rotation is so good. I don't know if there's a single game I would bet on against the Dodgers. They have
Kershaw on this one. They have Kershaw.
Is that against the Rockies? Is that today or tomorrow? This is tomorrow.
April 1st?
Yeah, this is tomorrow that we're talking about.
Yeah,
that game already happened. That game's
that happened today.
Happening. Yeah, that's why I haven't.
This is fucked.
Right. So another interdivisional matchup. I would take the Dodgers -270. And then lastly, just because it's in our division, I have the Rays at the Marlins. Rays looking to have another good season. They won the division last year. Yankees likely to win the division this year. But I like the Rays coming out of the box. They have it's another team baseball kind of thing. Mm-hmm. They have a deep bullpen, which I think the Rays is, you know how they like to do the starter? They don't do the regular pitchers anymore.
Yeah.
Or the opener, I think is what they called it. They have him run 2 innings, then they go to the bullpen for 4 or 5, and then they bring out their closer early.
Yeah.
You look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So it is +1.5 for the Orioles, but they're -130. Would you still take that?
The Orioles +1.5?
At -130.
I don't think I would. I don't think it's a bad bet. I don't think I would take it. I don't think it's necessary.
You still go money line? Yeah.
Yeah, I would go money line. I think it's just like a 3-2 ball game.
Okay. Continue.
That's basically all I have for MLB.
Okay. Rays, I would go.
Rays are minus 121.
I go Rays.
Yeah, I would
too. I go Rays. I think our division's nasty except for the Red Sox.
Well, the Marlins haven't done anything since Stan left. You know, they have a decent little rotation they have going on, but they need to work a couple more things out. We need to get Dawson in here for this.
He's fine. We're good. We're fucking fire at this. Toronto Blue Jays versus New York. Oh yeah, that's today.
You hear that? Who's the kid that just signed? I think it was Francisco Lindor. Just signed a huge mega deal with the Mets.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this game might not even be started yet. Oh no, it did play.
Premiere episode. First episode.
It did play today. Fuck.
All right. Now is our favorite part. If you don't know, we also host a podcast called MMA Complete Podcast, which is live every Thursday.
If you don't know,
so you'll be watching it right after this one.
You know.
So we're going to be talking about MMA odds, and I have a couple that I really am interested in sharing with you, and we're going to get to that soon. But first, Darren Till is out of this week's fight night. So Darren Till was the underdog. Darren Till was plus 125 against Marvin Vettori, and I really liked that pick.
I like Darren Till. Probably would have lost.
And it's upsetting that Darren Till isn't fighting, and he probably won't be fighting for another year now, as he just broke his collarbone.
How did that end?
Training 1 week before the fight. You hate to see it.
Pussy. I don't think it's true.
Yeah, you don't think it's true?
No.
Why not?
No. That shit that doesn't happen 1 week before. You definitely did it on purpose or something. It's like
this guy.
Get kicked by a horse.
All right.
Nah.
So, headlining fight night on April 10th is Sadiq Yusuf. What's the other guy's name? Versus Arnold Allen. In a featherweight bout, 11-1 versus 16-1. It's not bad. Like 11-1, 16-1. That's kind of not bad. They're both ranked 15-10.
That's what Dana White does. He gets these fighters.
Arnold Allen plus 110. We're not talking MMA now. We're just talking bets. We're just talking bets.
I know.
We're not going to MMA. If you want to hear actual MMA talk, watch next episode. We'll be coming live at 8 o'clock. But Sadiq Yusuf minus 130, and I actually like Arnold Allen to win this fight. He's more experienced. He's actually newer in
minus
the UFC.
135.
No, minus 130. I'm here.
Oh, that's Allen right here. Plus 110.
Yeah, I kind of like Arnold Allen at plus 110.
Yeah, I like Allen.
Other than that, there's literally one other match that we could talk about, but I can barely pronounce their names anyway, so we're not even going to get into it. Okay. So we're going to go to April 17th.
Dawkins.
In the fight night between Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker, in the fight that should have been Paulo Costa versus Robert Whittaker, and I think the odds would have been closer if it was. Yeah, did you like that? Don't get too ahead of ourselves.
I know. I just saw the name.
So Whittaker minus 250, Gastelum plus 205.
Dylan said he liked Gastelum.
I know Dylan likes Gastelum. Dylan likes all the underdogs.
But
and whenever the underdogs win, he's like, "Told you, fucking told you."
That's you. That's everybody.
Yeah. That's good.
Whittaker. No, I'm going Whittaker.
I'm going Whittaker as well. Plus minus 250 doesn't scare me. I think
that's a good parlay.
I think it's a great parlay.
Stevens. I saw this. Jeremy Stevens
versus
fighting.
Drakkar Klose.
Jeremy Stevens coming off a couple losses, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know the answer to that actually.
Stevens minus 125.
You like Stevens? I kind of like Klose. I'm not gonna lie to you. They don't even have this up yet, so we're like, fuck it. I like Drakkar Klose. He's younger than Jeremy Stevens. You know what Jeremy Stevens' career highlight is? I'm going to paint this picture for you, and when you realize what it is, you're going to laugh.
Here. Here, the hardest 155-pounder. Is that?
Yeah. At the press conference, and Connor's like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" Yeah, that's Jeremy Stevens. Yeah. Jeremy Stevens is a little bit older. He's ranked 8th right now in the featherweight division. He's actually good, but I like Drakkar Klose to make his name for himself and beat Jeremy Stevens in the co-main event of the fight night, April 17th. And then Gerald Mearshart, I just threw on there because the last time he was an underdog.
I'm betting on him. I don't give a fuck.
You're going to bet on him? No. The last time?
Fuck that guy.
The last time Gerald Mearshart was an underdog, it was against Khamzat Chimaev. And me and Austin lost combined around $1,000, something like that. So he's an underdog again, and I would not touch him with a 50-foot pole.
Wouldn't touch him if I had $1 million.
Nope.
Wouldn't even put a dollar on him.
Wouldn't put a dollar on him?
No, wouldn't put a fucking nickel.
All right. So we have the odds for the next 2 pay-per-views here. UFC 261. Main event hasn't changed. Kamaru Usman still at -400. Heavy favorite against Masvidal, plus 310. And I've changed my opinion on this. I don't like it for a parlay, but I think like a cool $20-$30 on Masvidal just to win some change, because I think that he should have way better odds than this.
Plus 310 is insane.
Plus 310 is crazy for Masvidal. Now, Usman is the fucking best in that division. Usman's the champ. He's so good. But Masvidal's not a scrub, and he has hands, man, and we saw that he has the cardio for it.
Yeah.
So I think that just some money on Masvidal. I wouldn't put him on parlays because I don't think he's going to win. But I think that it really would help.
Yeah. I think, listen, I would really like to see the over-under because
that'll come out soon. We'll probably have that next week.
I got the over in that fight, man.
I think I have the under.
Got the over.
I want to know what do you think it is? 2.5? 3.5? I think it's probably
over 2.5. I got over 2.5.
What if it's 3.5?
3.5. 3.5. I'm going over.
Over 3.5. Oof. I think I would go under 3.5.
Going over, and I still don't know what. It doesn't pop up yet.
All right, we got 10 minutes to bang the rest of these out.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just all right.
Rose Namajunas, this underdog against Weili Zhang. Rose is plus 165, Zhang minus 185.
Thug Rose.
I'm taking Thug Rose.
I'm taking Thug Rose plus 165.
I like Weili Zhang. She had a fight of the year last year with Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Yeah.
But Rose Namajunas is one of my personal favorite fighters, and I think that her wrestling is supremely underrated.
Yeah.
And I think that if she gets Zhang to the ground, that fight's going to stop. Next fight, Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade.
I like Shevchenko at minus 400.
I'm not going to touch it because I think that Andrade is scary enough that she could beat Shevchenko, but I don't like her odds that much. I mean, obviously I love Andrade at plus 310, but I don't think she's going to win that much. And I don't like Shevchenko at minus 400 doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? I could pair her with Usman and maybe make $10.
Usman, Shev, and Thug Rose.
I wouldn't put Thug on that. I would just put Shevchenko and Usman because I know they're going to win.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's like, if you want to talk about a bet to make $40, it's not worth it, but you know you're going to hit Usman and Shevchenko. That one should hit. Although Usman is definitely the more riskier pick than Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I think Shevchenko is the easiest pick to make on this UFC card.
Oh, you can bet on Bellator at the casino now?
Yeah, you can.
Wow. Coming soon.
Khabib's brother is fighting at Bellator now.
Yeah, he is. I saw that. I was going to post that on Twitter, but all right, so Hall Weidman. I like Uriah Hall.
I like Chris Weidman.
Okay, well that's what we defer right there.
Uriah Hall's old. He never turned into what he was supposed to be.
This is the only thing. Weidman's on kind of on a heater, no?
Well, he lost 4 in a row and then he beat someone. Chris Weidman beat.
Well, we bet on him and he won.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's on a 1-fight win streak. He hasn't fought in like 7 months. Fighting Uriah Hall, and this is a clash of styles here. Weidman standing up can only really box. We saw that he obviously has good leg checks.
Yeah.
But if this fight goes to the ground, Chris Weidman all day of the night. And if it stands up, it's probably Uriah Hall, but I'm not even too sure of that either. So I would take Weidman.
Minus 178.
Who?
For Usman and Shevchenko on a parlay.
That's pretty good odds. That's pretty damn good odds.
That's pretty good.
So I would take Chris Weidman against Uriah Hall. Coming up next, I got Jimmy Crute when he fights Anthony Smith. Jimmy Crute minus 195, Anthony Smith plus 165. Anthony Smith has been on a losing streak. Last loss, I believe, was to the guy who just beat Thiago Santos, Alexander Rakic.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith is a wrestler. Jimmy Crute is a knockout artist. Jimmy Crute is younger and much hungrier. I think Anthony Smith gets knocked out in this fight, and so I would take Jimmy Crute minus 195. I would also take the under in that fight, unless it's under like a half a round, because I think it's ending in the first round.
I take Crute.
We don't have to really talk about that one. I don't know if you wanted to talk about. Yeah, it's Brandon Allen is fighting.
Ooh, good wrestler
against Carl Roberson. Brandon Allen, the favorite.
Yeah, I take Brandon Allen in that fight.
Minus 135 for Brandon Allen, I think is more than generous because I think he could be up to like minus 170.
I like Kevin Navidad as well.
Yeah, I put that one because
at plus 125.
I like underdog. Him.
Yeah, pretty sure he's a kickboxer.
We got to look into the guy's fate though.
Yeah.
All right, May 15th, UFC 262. This is interesting. This is really interesting.
What the fuck?
Headlined by the lightweight title fight. We've had a vacant lightweight title for 6 months now.
Yeah.
Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. The jiu-jitsu artist versus the wrestler. Stand up in favor of Michael Chandler.
I thought, isn't McGregor the...
No, that was an April Fool's Day fucking tweet. I got on that. Yeah, Mark called me. He's like, "Are you dumb?" Like, that's fucking April Fool's. So Oliveira versus Chandler, jiu-jitsu versus wrestling. Stand up in favor of Chandler, and Chandler is the underdog.
Wow.
I think that is because he's only had one UFC fight.
Yeah.
I'm going Chandler all the way on this. I really am, and I know you love Oliveira.
Me and Mark have been saying Oliveira is going to be the champ. Going to be the champ. So how can I turn back now?
Right.
How can I turn back now? Chandler is scary, though.
Super scary. I think Michael Chandler has a chance to knock out Oliveira before it even gets to the ground, just like he did Dan Hooker.
And I talk so bad about Tony Ferguson. Like, is that really like an impressive?
We're not there yet.
I know.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm thinking about like, is that a win or not? Is that like
for who? Oh, Oliveira.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a win. Yeah, that's a win for Oliveira. He took Tony to the woodshed. Oliveira minus 135.
Wrestling experience, but he's shorter. Go Chandler plus 115.
Yeah, I would go Chandler plus 115.
It's the number.
We got a month and a half before that happens, though, so we had time to digest it.
I would say that goes more towards
Chandler. I think now would be a great time to bet on Chandler because I think his odds are going to go down
because he fought more recently. So.
All right, co-main event: Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush. Tony Ferguson is the underdog at plus 135 against Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush is I
think Tony bounces back.
He's like a karate fighter.
Yeah, I think he bounces back.
I think he comes back. I think he out-grapples Beneil Dariush. And I would 100% take Tony at plus 135.
Yeah.
Beneil Dariush at minus 160. I think it's fair because Beneil Dariush is on a 2-fight win streak. And I think at the moment he's right under Tony. Tony obviously on a Tony Ferguson 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah. Shabazian.
Last bet of the day. Jack Hermanson versus Edmund Shabazian. Now, I know you say you have Shabazian, and Shabazian is the favorite, is the underdog with good odds. Plus 155 Shabazian's good. I am 100% confident that Jack Hermanson wins this fight.
Jack Hermanson.
You don't hear me say that a lot. You don't hear me say that a lot.
He's going to knock this dude out.
Jack Hermanson is going to. No, I think it's over. I think it's 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. I think it's ragdoll after ragdoll.
Okay.
I think he wrestles him for the first 2 rounds and strikes with him for the 3rd round, and it's not close anytime.
Okay.
So that is a parlay that you will hear me talk about in the future. Chandler, Ferguson, and Hermanson. I'm going to do that 100%. All right. Anything else for Bet the Deed?
No, not much. No.
All right.
Oh. Football.
What?
Futures.
Okay. Oh, to win like the Super Bowl next year?
Yeah.
Do you have those right in front of you?
I can in a second.
All right, we'll do this for futures, and then we got to get ready for our next podcast.
Yeah,
Who do you like? Who do you like to win the Super Bowl next year? Colts?
Dude.
They don't have terrible odds.
They don't have terrible odds.
What is it, 25-1?
I told my dad that. I'm like, dude,
25-1?
Colts out. Yeah, they got a good O-line, you know what I mean?
Well, they need
Chiefs
to get
are
another
at plus
tackle.
500.
Chiefs are at plus 500.
Dude, Bills.
That's great for the Chiefs. I would fucking throw money on that. Bills? Yeah, the Bills.
Colts 25. Arizona's plus 3,500.
Now, what if you just put $20 on every team in the top 10 to win the Super Bowl?
That's what I'm saying with the fucking college basketball, bro. Plus 800, plus 2,000. Like you put $100 on each.
Right. But for the Super Bowl, when every team is underdog odds, why don't you just throw $20 on the Bucks, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Packers, the 49ers, the Saints, everybody? Because then you're going to spend like $200, but whoever wins, you're probably going to make like $600 off.
Probably wouldn't know. You wouldn't make.
You wouldn't?
I don't think so.
All right, let me paint this picture for you. What if you put $20 on the top 10 teams? That's $200.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, you said, are plus 500. If you put $20 on plus 500, you're going to win $1,000 if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Mm. I don't think so. I don't think it works like that. I think a lot more people would do that. I think a lot. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think the Chiefs at plus 500 is fucking amazing odds. I like the Colts at plus 2,500, but I'm biased. Give me two more teams.
I do like the
Colts.
Green Bay plus 1,000.
I don't like Green Bay this year.
Bucks plus 650. Ravens plus 14.
Wow, the Chiefs have better odds than the Bucks, huh? Dude, really? That shocks me. That shocks me. Bucks brought everybody back. Literally everybody.
I like the Bucks at plus 650.
Yeah, I do too. I really like that.
They got more. What do you mean? They got everybody and more.
No, they haven't signed anybody else. They've just brought back in-house.
Dude, they freed 19 mil up in cap.
No, they did not.
Yeah, Tom Brady for future. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, they don't have $19 million in cap space. They are like 20 mil in the red. They might have had 19 mil before they signed Shaq Barrett and Gronk and Levante David and Donovan Smith. All like 10 million plus deals. Like the Bucks are definitely in red. All right. You got any more? Or we good?
I'm good, man.
All right. Bet the Deed podcast premiere episode in the books. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be live next Thursday at 7:00. Make sure you stay in tune for MMA Complete, which will come to you live every Thursday at 8:00 right after this podcast.
Should we review our picks that we did?
Real quick.
Warriors plus 3. This is mine.
Real quick.
Warriors plus 3. Nets minus 2. Nuggets minus 2. Spurs minus 1. Gonzaga minus 14. Under 145. Houston plus 5. Over 134.
Yeah, those are Austin's. Mine are a little different. I like UCLA plus 14. All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to check out MMA Complete. Also, check out Naked Sportz on YouTube. Follow the link that I have. You're going to have a bad time. We will be right back with MMA Complete in about 10 minutes. So check that out on Naked Sportz and on SFBNRI. Thank you, everybody.